So here I have my T800s. I have a group of 16 warriors, and 15 warriors, each running, and my mummy knights. I have 3 overlords, I have a stalker, and I have a creepy collie.
Ew, it's gross.
One of the overlords will be running a teleporting stone. The other one will be running reanimation.
What does a teleporting stone do?
Shut up. So the teleporting stone will allow me to move units across the map that are deemed necessary to be moved.
Alright.
Yeah, so what I've got is a battalion of Dark Angels and a Vanguard detachment of Assassins. The battalion of Dark Angels has Azrael as the Warlord. He has the Warlord trait, Grand Strategist, with the second HQ being Ezekiel, and he has the spells Mind Wipe, Aversion, and I'm not sure what the third one is. I'll have to look what I gave it. It's the one that makes the opponent roll 2d6 for morale tests. And then as troop choices, I have 3 tactical squads, bare bones. The sergeants all have chainswords, but they do not have plasma pistols like the models show. And then I have an elite ancient with, just a Primaris Ancient. And then I have 2 units of Hellblasters, 1 of 10 and 1 of 6. And then for the Assassin Vanguard, I have 2 Vindicator Assassins and 1 Claudius Assassin.
They're way more expensive.
And, oh wait! And I forgot my fast attack, the Dark Shroud.
Alright.
Alright, so we're playing Open War, which means we're going to get some random objectives here. So let's start with the deployment. You guys are going to be playing this deployment pattern, where your deployment zone for player B is in the middle. Your deployment zone for player A is on either side, on the edges. And there is a 12-inch no-man, no-deployment zone in between. All right, and the objective for this game: kill the courier. Okay, again, with this one, at the start of the first battle round, before determining who has the first turn, each player lets their opponent know which model in their army is their courier. The model cannot be the army's warlord and must already be set up on the battlefield. The first player to slay their opponent's courier wins the battle. All right? Oh, Tom.
Oh!
Tom is laughing because he has some assassins in his list that will make that easy for him. All right, but the twist is double or nothing. Roll a dice. On a roll of a 1 to 3, no twist cards are used for this battle. On a roll of a 4 or 6, draw 2 more twist cards and apply both to this battle.
Ooh.
All right, someone get me a dice. Son of a duck, Tom.
Expecting you to just reach in.
Darn diddly danders.
Darn diddly danders.
Nope, no
Nope,
twists.
no twists.
Just kill the courier.
Just
Alright,
kill the
guys.
courier.
We're going to figure out who our couriers are, and we will be and deployment, and we will be back.
And then-
All right. So this is the deployment we ended up with. Go ahead, take a nice look. Dark Angels are in the middle, huddled in a ruined building, while Necrons converge from all sides. Tom really fully committed to that one position, but since there's no objective markers in this game, the objectives is each other's faces. This is going to get rough. All right. So now we're going to roll to see who goes first. All right. So Trevor got the +1 because he finished his deployment.
Go ahead, Trevor.
Trevor gets
5.
5. Long shot for Tom.
All
Tom,
right.
try to roll where the camera can see it.
Roll
Does
to
Tom
seize.
seize?
Nope.
Tom barely does not seize. Oh, that was close. All right. So who are your couriers?
Since I'm going first, I'll explain mine. My courier is going to be this overlord over here.
Okay.
And mine is going to be Azrael.
Okay. And who are your warlords?
Oh, I have to rephrase that because he's my warlord. So, Banner Guy has to be my warlord. My courier.
Banner Guy's your courier? The
Yeah.
Ancient? Okay. So the Ancient's the courier?
Trevor, who's your warlord?
The Overlord.
No,
Your courier
okay.
can't be your courier. Your courier can't be your warlord.
No, I don't have a Warlord.
You have to have a warlord.
Who's another HQ in your army? One of these two? Can we cut the count? Okay.
Warlord will be. The table is destroyed. Earthquake.
This part of the moon no longer exists. And then Necron dies.
All right. There is our warlord for Necrons. All right.
Cool. All right, so that takes us to Necron's turn 1. Try to walk like one, guys. These things don't like to stay up.
I have a measure.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Go.
All right, so there wasn't a lot of movement in Trevor's movement phase. He pretty much just moved up and got a lot of his Necrons into a firing position. This unit over here moved over a little bit, repositioning for a better shot, and we got not really much else that happened, really. These guys are still in the same spot. These guys are still basically in the same spot. I think there was some repositioning of an HQ, but only a few inches one direction or the other. So, now we're going to Trevor's shooting phase.
So what's shooting
I'm
this?
coming for your cum blasters.
All right. Which group is shooting first, Trevor? All right.
This group
Shots.
can see at least these 3 guys.
No, that doesn't block line of sight.
Walk a little lighter.
So, you're saying all these Necrons can shoot in this whole squad?
Yeah, because
Yeah. One of them's visible, but they have cover.
And they have the Dark Shroud.
And they have the Dark Shroud. And a 4-up invuln. And if
Well,
you kill
the
one,
four-
he might get to shoot back.
Envone isn't the thing. It's the fact that they're in cover, so they just have 2 upside down.
That's still DACA.
Cool.
So,
It's still a 3.
Oh, yes. Space
I guess
Marines.
these ones aren't in cover.
Let's all stand here and ping bolts.
this is the 16, so 16 Gauss Blasters.
Rapid fire?
No.
They're not in rapid fire range. But I do get to reroll ones because they didn't move.
Cool.
So I'm just going ahead and do my roll right there.
All right, that works.
Okay.
I
So,
want to do 8 at a time.
Necrons in the corner into the flank of the Dark Angels behind the wall.
Over here, over here.
So, how many shots is that, Trevor?
2 groups of 8.
So, 16.
And hitting on 4s.
Right.
Because they're naturally hitting on 3s and then Dark Shroud.
And Dark Shroud gives them
Yeah,
ones.
4-ups.
So, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Looks like you got a 1 there to reroll. Nice!
That's 1 miss.
That is 1 miss. Right. So that was
Another
your first
8.
8. So roll your next 8.
You've got 7 so far.
7. No special rules about 6s.
Cool.
Reroll those
Reroll
ones.
those 1s. Into another 1. And into another 1.
Oh,
Hey, it
so
happens.
4 more hits.
Cool.
So you got a total of 11 hits.
Alright. Roll your wounds.
So it's going to be 4 to wound.
So I'm just going to do 6 and then
5.
So what's their toughness?
4.
4. So
Okay,
they're going
guys.
to be 4 to wound.
4 is to the
Oh, yeah.
Those are 8.
4.
Alright. 2 wounds. Do you roll your next 5?
Oh.
That is 5, right?
Yep.
6.
Alright.
So 5
Another
to-
3.
5 total AP minus 1, but plus 1 for cover. So
So 3 ups.
5 3-ups. Fail 1. 1 takes a wound.
And is that at the Hellblaster?
Yeah, that was at the Hellblasters.
Okay, cool.
Let's just put it on one of those guys.
Alright.
Other shooting.
Other shooting.
$15 into these plebs.
shooting from the other corner.
So it's one group of 7, one group of 8.
Alright, still hitting ones. So the first one is so 3. How many was this one? 8.
That's-
So you have 7 shots.
Yep.
That's 5 hits.
2, 4, 6, 8, 7.
Where's my tape measure? 1, 2. Reroll those ones. Going to get to 6 either way. 2 more. So 8 total hits.
That's 7. Just add a dice.
So 8 total hits, wounding on 4s. Looking for 4s.
3.
3 wounds.
3
Minus 1 AP, but you get
cover, so
you don't get covered.
these guys, they're behind the,
Are you shooting the tac squad or the Hellblasters?
yeah, they're behind the,
They're behind the pipe.
So they do get covered.
More than
50%
half.
of them.
Yeah, more than 50% of those models is
But you
obscure.
can't go over it without,
yeah,
then you can fight over it.
Yeah.
That's still considered cover.
Yes.
Yes, because more than 50% of the model is obscure.
it wouldn't obscure the Dark Shroud or something like the
Yeah.
Ancient, but,
Yep.
okay, so,
That's why he bunkered down.
3 ups.
Yep.
So, 1, so 1 dies.
Alright. Is
And that's all for that unit.
Yep.
So roll a dice. On a 4 up, he gets to shoot.
Because he's in chapter.
nope.
Because the ancient with the banner.
Yep.
The scary, scary banner.
For those of you listening who aren't sure why Connor said scary, scary, we had a game earlier. Funny side story here. We got
I was
rushed.
shooting.
Connor decided to rush me with
Terminator.
Terminators,
That's-
and somehow, miraculously, the ancient managed to kill all the Terminators with a flagpole. 3 Terminators
3 Terminators by himself.
with a flagpole. I don't know what's in that thing. I just get this image in my head of Terminators tripping on a flag and like getting it stuck in their eye,
Can they
and
reach
another one
anything?
tripping on the one that tripped on the flag.
Stormbolt went up.
Critical failure.
What about this? This is shooting.
It's out of range. Unless I can shoot
36
that
inches?
hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can shoot through that hole.
They have cover.
If
but
any of it is visible, you can shoot at it.
Yes.
it just has cover.
That is the new rule. If you can draw a straight line from any point of the model to another point of the model, you can shoot at it.
Alright.
Not like the old times we had to worry about fire arcs.
So it's your fastest attack that's making
The Dark Shroud.
is being the problem.
Yes.
I won't shoot it.
Where'd my tape measure go?
I don't know. I just can't.
24 inches, focus,
Oh, Trevor.
heat rate.
Trevor's got it.
What is it?
24 inches.
Oh, it's going to be outside of 24 inches.
Of the stalker?
Of the Dark Shroud, yeah.
Just barely.
Just barely.
Now I might as well kill some cum blasters again.
That's right.
Alright. So heavy 2. Hitting on 4 ups.
Did you move?
You moved.
Yes.
And what its ballistic skill is what?
3.
3 up, moved, 4 up, Dark Shroud, 5 up.
Hitting on 5s.
Does it have super heavy walk or it ignores?
Anything that ignores heavy weapon movement.
Nope.
Nope.
So it's 2 attacks hitting on 5s.
Nice. We'll do some DACA.
Let's hope.
Oh!
Yeah, and he pulls it off.
All right.
Strength.
8.
Okay, wounding on a 2.
Well, Primaris I thought had strength 5. I
Apparently
thought it
that.
was 5.
So
No, toughness
1
unless they're
an
Gravitas
18
armor.
minus.
There's a lot of them in Gravitas armor, but not Hellblasters.
It's on a command reroll. Going
Okay.
down.
I need to roll a dice to see if you have to pay 2 for this.
Ooh.
Because he has the Caladius Assassin in his list, you do any kind of anything with your command points, Tom gets to check.
Does
to see
that
if
count
you have
while
to
in
pay
deep
double.
strike?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Though it's only the first battle round. Nope.
Nope, you don't have to pay extra.
Now you can.
So this is a 2-up.
Okay, yeah. So 2 wounds, AP minus.
4.
So 4 invuln. 4 up invuln.
4 up invuln for the Azrael.
It's his only option.
No, the. Oh, yeah. Pass
And-
1, fail 1, and, well, it's only 1 wound left on the guy.
So
doesn't matter.
someone's
Yes.
dying.
Yeah,
He
he
auto
just
dies.
dies. Yeah. He only had 1 wound left anyway, and you hit him with a big cannon.
Up goes the
I'm
weasel.
going to roll a dice, because is that all of his shooting?
Yep.
Okay, so on a 4 up, the Hellblaster gets to shoot. Nope. Gosh dang.
It hasn't been working for you this time. Nobody's inspired. What's on
We're
that
just
banner?
not motivated today.
The banner's just not motivating anymore.
It's a smiley face.
It'll make you feel good.
Any other shooting?
Nope.
Okay. Charges? I think you can't declare charges.
Nope.
Okay.
Takes down normal banner.
My turn!
Moving on.
All right. Dark Angels, turn 1. Move. Fight.
I am deep striking.
All right.
Because I want
Is
to
it
rolls to
recording?
1.
Okay. So Tom has decided not to move any of his units because he is committed to hunkering down in that little corner. I mean, it worked for him. He only, after a whole round of shooting, Tom only lost 2 guys. So, but Tom is deep striking now. Where are you putting him down? Okay, deep
Yep.
striking isn't the right word. More like putting all the way back in the hunker.
I want.
We're gonna snipe
I-
from the bunker, guys. Those zombies are
1 second, I need to check my.
You know, orc snipers.
Okay. Right here gives some really good line of sight to Courier.
Okay. So 2 of the Vindicator Assassins are on the board now.
Okay, and I'm keeping the Claudius Assassin in deep strike.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
So, psychic phase.
Tom does have a psyker.
Ooh.
No.
He has Ezekiel. He took the 2 big HQs from Dark Angels, Azrael and Ezekiel.
That's okay. Yeah.
They're all classic metal.
I think what I'm going to do is cast Aversion onto those.
Okay.
Well,
So-
describe the ability.
It gives a -1 to hit for the targeted unit from the psychic who gets hit by the psychic. It manifests on a 6, and it's a fairly good technique for a Dark Angel to use, especially if there's a
Actually,
Dark Shroud out. He's
he's going-
already hitting him on freaking
Going to
5s.
put it onto
Tom's
the
trying to turn it into
walker.
Overwatch. On the Walker? Okay.
Yeah.
Go for
I
it.
believe this goes off on a 6.
6 up. 6 up, yep. 6 to manifest.
No.
Does not get it.
You gonna spend a command point?
No, it's not that important.
Okay. And Ezekiel can manifest 1 more. Are you going to?
Well, yes, I'm going to manifest the other one that I had. It's manifest on a 7, and morale tests have to be done with 2d6 and
Okay. Yeah.
take the highest.
You're going to take Aura of Terror or something like that, right?
I forget. It's something dread.
Something Dread, Aura of Dread. Okay. Tom is saying boo.
7,
That's
and
fine.
we pass with a
And
9.
passes. Okay, so all of Trevor's morale tests have to be taken with 2d6s, discarding the lower result.
Yep.
You're trying to scare robots. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll see how it pays off for you. Beep boop. Beep boop.
All right.
Terrified beeping.
Shooting phase. The 2 Vindicator Assassins are going into your carrier.
What's their range?
72.
And they have a line of sight. This game might be over right now, depending on how this rolling. Does that? Does your courier have the infantry keyword?
Yes.
That's why when I saw Tom was taking assassins, when I saw that courier card come up, I thought, oh boy, here we go.
So just to be fair, he did pick the assassins
Before we knew the game type.
He's not just that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he is that guy for playing a bunch of assassins, but he's not that much of a guy.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
This is
All
like
right.
the game
They
type.
did deep strike in though, so they are getting -1 to hit because it is a heavy weapon.
Okay.
So there's going to be 3s hitting on 3s. I'm just doing them at the same time because they're
Yeah.
the exact same
Same
weapon.
profile.
I have a 2 up.
Yeah, they naturally have a 2-up.
Yeah, they're assassins. Their job is to kill that person.
Specifically,
Particularly
they're
that.
sniper assassins. If they were hitting on 3s, I'd be disappointed.
Both hit.
Okay.
Wow.
They're wounding on 2s.
Because he has the infantry keyword.
Both wound.
Oh my gosh.
So they're both D3s. -4, no invuln saves.
You can't take invuln saves against that weapon. -1.
Wait, what?
What's his save?
We're about to have a discussion.
It is
about
a
his
3-up.
critical assess.
So he gets no
No save, and I assume he has an invuln, but that doesn't.
He
take-
doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So you 2d3.
Actually, he does.
Well, it doesn't matter because you
You
can't.
can't take an invuln against
okay.
those rifles.
Okay, so 2d3 damage.
I have never had those snipers pull through for me like that.
I'm going to command point re-roll the 1.
Okay.
On a 5+, I get the point back. Yes, I do. So I'm still at 8.
All right, and what's the damage on it?
Is
Still 1, so it's just 3 damage. Onto your.
Onto your courier.
How many ones does he have left?
5. Or he has 5 total. so-
2.
Is 2. Oh my gosh! You half killed the courier on your first shooting phase.
I have.
The power of snipers, kids.
Alright.
Tom's
Next up.
strategy of let's camp in this bunker and just pew at him.
So how many wounds each do they have?
I think 2.
And they have an invuln save?
Yeah, he has 3. 1 he kept in deep strike. It wasn't a sniper. Sorry. I have a feeling we're about to have a very hard discussion about snipers.
Don't forget, folks,
What do you
after,
want?
Verify.
after this, there will be a breakdown.
How many wounds each do those guys have?
2.
2? Okay. I am going to
Man, camera.
declare. Okay, yes, within range. So my 6, whatchamacallit, Hell Blasters are going to go into Lich Guard. I'm going to be spending 1 command point to do Weapons of the Dark Age, but I'm not overcharged. Actually, what's their toughness? 5? Okay, yeah, it wouldn't matter either way if I overcharge or not. So yes, I'm spending 1 command point to go down to 7, and Weapons of the Dark
Gonna
Age.
roll the 5 up to see if you keep it?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Nope.
No, that is a
Down to
4.
What are you looking for?
For my stratagems.
So 6 shots. Because they're close to Azrael, then I get to reroll all failed hits. Okay. Yeah. Oh dang, that's a lot of ones. Good thing I didn't overcharge.
But because Weapons of the Dark Angels, they did not move? Did they move?
Well, they're close to Azrael either way, so I get to reroll all failed hits.
Okay.
And I get a bunch of ones still. Good thing I did not overcharge.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Okay, so 3 threes because strength 7, toughness 5.
I thought they were strength 8. Or they're 7?
They're 8 if they
Or
overcharge.
charge. Okay, strength 7, toughness 5, wounded on 3s.
So
2 wounds.
I assume you have 2 inbounds.
I do, but give me a sec.
Because AP minus 2 or 3?
4.
AP minus 4?
Why
do
do
people-
snipers have never pulled out that well for me? I just want to say, every time I've used those snipers, like they
So-
have a really good stat line. Don't get me wrong, but
How many
always
wounds?
get ones.
So just 2 wounding hits on your 3 up inbounds.
It's
I
a
assume
simple
that's a
average.
3
You
up
roll
inbound.
less dice, you're going to get worse results.
You can do it all right here.
And 1s and 6s are your most likely roll.
Does have a 3 up inbound, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of his stratagem.
What stratagem?
Dispersion fields on
You
his
use the
shield.
dispersion fields.
Oh, you're using this.
And it. You said you were going to use that, correct?
I was just curious because I wasn't sure how many wounds was going to be.
Okay.
It's 2 wounds.
I know, but that's not enough for me to.
Well, when do you have to declare it? When the unit is being targeted?
You can declare it when you make your saves.
Yes.
Okay.
So he could declare it after he finds out how much. It simply determines how saves work for them. That's all it is. He would have to declare it before the roll, obviously.
4 up.
4 up inbound? Okay. So 2 4.
2 4-up invones.
Pass both. Okay.
Bada bing.
So you didn't use the strategy.
Bada boom.
Okay. This unit of Hellblasters is going to go ahead and shoot into your Triarch Stalker. Does that have an invuln?
Has quantum shielding.
Alright,
We're
okay.
gonna shoot into the Treyarch Stalker now.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the Triarch Stalker. I'm going to go ahead and overcharge. Actually, no, I wasn't rolling very well, so I'm not going to overcharge.
Oh, not overcharging. Oh, come on,
What's its
Gamble.
6.
Okay, yeah, then overcharging wouldn't do any effect except for increasing the damage.
How
Oh,
much is the damage for the
1 base, so you're not going to get anything, or 2 if I overcharge.
Gamble.
Now, so I'm just going to get 9 shots.
No gambling, folks. 9 shots into the Stalker. Hitting on 3s, rerolling
all failed
1s.
misses
All
because of-
fails.
So that was a hit. Okay, all hit.
So was that 9 hits?
Yep.
Rolling to wound. What's your toughness?
6.
So this is
I
going
Wounded
to
on
have to say
3s.
something about Hellblasters. They are just so good at drinking a vehicle.
Oh, that's a lot of 1s and 2s.
just 3 at -4. Does it have an invuln?
No, it just has the quantum shielding.
And what's its normal save?
3+.
So no save, so you just take 3 damage.
Here,
Wait,
hold
he
this.
can do his quantum shield.
I
They're 1
can't.
damage each. You can't get over.
Oh, it's only 1 damage right now?
I didn't overcharge.
Oh, okay, then yeah, you can't.
Here, hold that
Because
for me.
Tom's playing the holdout game. He's not trying to blow us up yet.
Well, that's also smart.
This tactical squad is going to go into those, so they've got 5.
I get the +1 to my saves.
Yes, you have +1.
Because you're in cover.
Which means they will be 2 up. They won't be doing much, but
3s to hit. Rerolling misses. Nope.
4 hits,
So we got. Oh, dice fly.
4 is to wound. Oh, that's a good one. 4 wounds, so 4 2-ups.
Four.
Yep. Failed 1.
1
How much
dice.
damage?
It's just
Is
1
that
damage.
Necron holding a nice air freshener, one of those dice air fresheners for his car?
Yep.
Just shake it.
Alright, and then this tactical squad is going to shoot into them.
So,
Okay, 1 second. Swinging around here.
Thank you for being in charge of the camera. I appreciate
Yeah, no problem, man. So we got the tac squad, the regular tac squad, right? Is that the 4-man tac squad?
That's a 4-man.
4-man tac squad going into the Warriors.
4 dice, hitting on 3s,
Rerolling any misses.
all hits,
It's
wounding on 4s.
because they are toughness 4,
Yeah, warriors.
and
Yeah.
those MEQ stat lines.
And these are 3. 3 3-ups because you don't have cover.
Rips.
Yep. Make
Makes them all.
Alright, this attack squad into your Lich Guard.
Okay.
5 3s, rerolling all misses, blah blah blah. 4 hits, and
Missed
wounding
one.
on 5s.
Ooh.
4 2.
2 hits.
And just your normal save. I don't know what their normal save is.
Is it 3 or 2?
How many?
2.
2.
And are we doing a 2-up or a 3-up save?
3 up.
3-up save. Makes 1, fails 1.
One takes a wound.
Good thing they are 2 wound models.
Oh, they don't have living metal.
No, sorry, they can't regenerate. Okay, what other
sad zombie?
Checking ranges real quickly. So Azrael is just within 24 inches to shoot his bolt. Actually,
It's
I'm gonna-
Combi Bolter?
it's a combi plasma weapon.
Combi Plasma weapon, because of course, plasma.
it's Dark Angels. Plasma, it's what's for breakfast.
So
And
I'm going
lunch
to
and dinner.
Go ahead and shoot Azrael's crap at them.
Okay.
So I'm going to use both profiles, so they're getting -1 to hit. But he's a 2 up, so it's a 3 up.
Cool. Shoot.
And he re-rolls all misses.
Yep.
So bolt style, not overcharging. Hits the bolt.
3.
This is going to be wounding on a 4. Does not. Plasma on a 3.
Or no.
Reroll. Hits. Wounds on a 3. Wounds -4. Dead.
No, it's a bit there.
Dead warrior.
But chipping off of one Necron, I don't know if that means much.
No, not usual.
This is. So, basically, it's a stall tactic.
Heavy bolter on the Dark Shroud is going to go into them.
So 3 shots.
Shots.
Strength 5, AP -1.
Hitting on 3s because they did not move. And they all hit. Wounding on 3s. For 1. 3 up on those guys.
How many?
1. Okay, yeah.
Makes it.
And he's fine.
I believe that is all my shooting.
Charges?
I'm not.
Leave your bunker!
All we want to do is eat your brain.
I heard Space Marines were actually brave.
Alright, living metal.
We have tons of
2.
food out here.
Goes 2.
Cutie Organics, delicious,
So-
food.
So the warlord. So those guys
I have the
living metal.
statue
Yeah.
of the Emperor, which I will defile in 3 turns if you enact a mouse.
Reanimation protocol for this unit.
Yep. So 5 up.
Yep.
No.
Reanimation protocol for that unit.
Yep.
Yep.
5.
Oh.
Praise the Space Terminators, for they have saved our husks.
Sure.
All right. It is turn 2. So movement and then.
Turn
back
to
drop down,
Necrons.
strike.
We will be back with after the movement phase.
All right, so now after Trevor's done his moving, he has desperately tried to hide his courier behind that pillar after almost losing the game outright to those snipers. I'm shocked. I've never seen them perform that well before. It's only got 2 wounds left on it.
No,
after
that's
consolidating these...
2 wounds.
Yep,
Yeah.
2 wounds left.
Yeah. Has 2 wounds.
Has 2 wounds on it.
No, it's at 3 wounds.
No, it took...
It took
yeah,
3. It has
took
2
3.
left.
It was, were all
Every
3 shots.
living metal.
Oh, it regenerated
Oh,
one.
there we go.
There we go.
Never mind. I take it back. He's still about half dead, but he took 2 wounds. Then we also had a little bit of movement going on over on the other side of the board over here.
Tell about the Necrons
Yep,
jumping the border.
These Necrons jumped the pipe and are trying to work their way across here towards the bunker. Same thing over here. That these Necrons are working their way, trying to get into melee range to try to force those Space Marines out. There was also some movement of the Sword board over here, which is, you know, the only melee-based units I see on the board right now. So if Trevor can get in, things are going to get nasty. It looks like Trevor also, since it is turn 2 and he can now deep strike in Tom's deployment zone, he has dropped in his... What is that thing called, Ben?
Tomb Sentinel.
Tomb Sentinel. I don't play.
You ready for
Necrons,
this?
So, it popped in, and it is
Just making a note that I'm spending 2 command points right now for a stratagem. I'll
Okay.
wait till this is over.
all right. And after popping up, right there, I do believe that thing has some heavy weapons on it that are going to be pretty nasty, but we'll see what happens. Let's go to. Tom said he had something he wanted to do.
Apex scan.
Tom is going
Hull
to
Blaster Squad of
scan.
9 is going to blow that thing out of the water right now.
Okay. Tom is aspect scanning, which is 2 command points. Do you get them back?
Oh, right. I think this is just 1, and I get 1 back. 1 of 5. Nope.
Nope.
I'm down to 5. I need a tape measure. Where's the tape measure?
Cool.
15-inch rapid fire, which means we have 4 in rapid fire range and 5 not. So 5 regular and 8 additional.
Are you overcharging?
Heck yes, I'm overcharging.
Once.
How many wounds is that?
Your mom. I think it has 8.
So that stratagem just gives a normal shoot phase for deep striking in.
If someone
At a
deep
minus
strikes in
one, I think.
At a -1, which is why I was shocked Tom decided to overcharge. But
9.
He called it, so
9 wounds and what's
It's only on one
Twos are
that
going to
they
be
can.
dangerous, right?
No, it's
Yeah.
only on one that it insta kills you.
But you get them if you roll a 2,
Yeah,
you have a minus
will
1 that goes
you
to
would
a
have
1,
rolled
and you
that
can't
many.
re-roll that.
And
oh,
so
he can. He's got Azrael. Right?
No, you can't re-roll a 1 that got minused from a 2 because of how it works.
No, but
Yeah,
Azrael rerolls.
Azrael lets
chapter
reroll
master.
all
He's
failed
a chapter
checks.
master.
It's all fails.
All
Yeah.
fails. Chapter
no,
master.
the minus happens after.
Yeah,
But I still re-roll.
But if he
You still get to
rerolls
So the 2 is a
any
fail no matter
twos,
what.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Let me think. Do I want to overcharge this?
Oh, someone chicken out.
some chicken, no balls.
Quack, quack. Yes, we are very supportive. We just want to see units die.
Well, look at this. Tom's has weathered 2 rounds
What's
of
its
shooting and
toughness?
has barely lost any.
No, the second
7.
round of shooting hasn't started
7?
yet.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yes, I'm still overcharging. So 1s and 2. Let's do this one at a time. Because now it does matter. So 2 from the front guy.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Hitting on.
We roll that 2. Both hit.
Both hit.
He survives.
Up next on Will You Survive Your Own Commander Telling You to Fight?
This guy hitting on 3s.
Ooh. Rerolling.
Okay, so this guy's going
One's
to
dead.
die. But he does that. The next guy.
And it's after all shots are resolved, so. Okay.
2 more hits. And this guy. 2
Okay.
more hits. And then the 5 others. So that guy hits.
Cool. With a 6.
That guy
Reroll.
hits.
Hits.
That guy hits.
Hits.
That guy. Wait, that's -1.
Just misses.
And hits.
Cool. So only 1 casualty. I'm impressed. That was some lucky rolling on Tom's part.
So, wounding on 3s.
And wow.
That is some damage. With that overcharge, that's 2 a pop.
Yep.
AP -4.
So there's no saves.
Oh, that's just dead then.
That is a dead bug.
no explosions.
No.
You got a charge trick I can use?
Yes, back in the room. Actually, I did.
Alright, and then the guy who died, Ancient. On a 4+.
No, it's only during the shooting phase. This
No, that's the Ancient is always.
Ancient is always, if a model is removed, you get to roll it on a 4-up. It gets
Okay.
to shoot.
And the guy gets to shoot.
Okay,
So he's going to go ahead and
that's
What?
when this thing starts to
he's
change.
going to shoot into them at a rapid fire range. So 2 shots, overcharging of course because he's already dead. 3s. Both hit, wounding on 2s. For 2 wounds, 2 die. Alright, now you can go on to your shooting phase.
Thank you. I don't know how I turn back. All we want to do is eat your brains.
So what unit will be shooting first?
Warriors.
You got 3 groups of warriors.
Warriors. The question is yes. They're all shooting.
I said first.
Yes. These guys want some Cum Blaster action. So, 2, 4,
It was
6,
16, it's
8.
lost 3, so it's 13.
13.
Assuming that was actually 16.
It was. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6 into the Cum Blasters.
And so it's not painful to make it reach.
Are they in rapid fire? I don't.
That's within 12?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Yeah, that's more than a foot. Nope. So it's just the
7.
13.
7 and 6.
Hitting on 4s. Good roll. 5 hits on the first one. 6 more. Oh, 7.
So I need 2 more dice.
And filled 3 of those, so that's a total of 9.
Alright.
Moving on 4s.
There we go.
3.
3 wounds.
My AP -1, but that gives +1.
Yep, so 3 ups.
And Tom, I did look it up. Aspect scan is cheaper.
Yeah, he did. He did say 2. He's down to 5.
Perfect.
Alright.
Pass them all.
No, they're 3. They're 3 up.
And then -1, then cover.
Cover.
Yeah, AP -1.
I know they're 3 up naturally, +1 for
Yeah,
cover.
I thought one of those was a 2.
Yeah, one of those was a 2.
AP -2.
AP
No,
-1.
one of his rolls was a 2.
No, it was a 3.
It was a 3.
Oh,
Minus
okay.
5.
Alright.
So, question: the whole unit isn't in cover.
Yeah, it is.
Is the whole unit in cover?
Well, this one is a little bit.
50% of it is in cover.
I
So
would
it
count
counts.
these as
Yeah.
not. I would still say that a wound would be taken.
Okay.
So put one on.
Okay. This guy.
So you don't have to worry about your evasion later.
Is that guy a part of them?
Yes, but at the end of my
Miles
movement
from
phase,
removed.
if he's not in cohesion, then he dies. That's how.
It's only at the end of your movement.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has to move towards it.
Alright.
And that's just because certain models.
These
the only reason they got
bastards
cohesion is certain
into-
models killed themselves with plasma.
The
Yeah.
tax or the plasma?
Affect you. I thought it was the end of each phase.
Let's get rid of those guys.
Well, each movement, like if you consolidate or pile in, they still need to be within.
Yeah. I thought it was at the end of each phase that mattered.
Wait, do we
not
count
just
first
movements.
blood?
No.
No. For
doesn't
this
matter
game
for
is
this
whoever
one.
kills the courier wins.
Huh?
Command.
There's no
the number
victory
of
points.
yeah.
It's
There's
just-
no victory points.
Courier goes down, game's over. This could have been
Kill
over.
the leader.
And it was entirely possible that this game could have ended right there with those snipers had they performed just a little better. I mean, that was the best I've ever seen them perform for me whenever I
So,
use those snipers.
first
It's always
9.
ones.
15.
This is from them onto them. Okay.
Cool.
Hitting on 4s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits.
Well,
And
here's the
then
thing.
you
There's
get,
tons of things in the
what,
game that
6 more?
re-roll, hits. There's not a lot.
That was
that
9.
re-rolls with
So
the
6,
ones you're
and you have
taking.
15,
Yeah,
right?
six.
So
Yeah.
6 more.
Yeah.
Or Bobby G, because he does that.
5 hits so far.
But you're
So
You're
7
fine.
total.
You're pretty much
Yeah.
7 hits in total.
And then 4s to wound.
Yep. Almost impossible. It's just
So 7 hits.
he can't fight a war on his own. He cannot.
4 to wound.
He does need his friend.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
AP -1, but they're covered, so.
3 ups.
Fell 2, so 2 die.
Cool. Are they
Oh,
inspired?
I see why me and him have a hard time telling. His dice shine.
Yeah.
So 2 4-ups, they get to shoot. Nope, neither of them get to shoot.
What is that banner that it is not inspiring anyone? I just thought I'd do some custom art on here. Appreciate my art.
It's the Emperor's smiling face.
And I think you've
Not
got
his grim countenance,
Yeah.
but his
Or it's the
smiling.
Emperor's fanfiction.
Oh.
Oh, what do they call it in that Bob's Burgers show? It's his erotic friend fiction. And then the Emperor looked at me with longing eyes. Okay, we're gonna stop this heretical conversation before a Black Templar kicks in the door.
Venus necrophilia. With your zombie god.
Are they doing that? I'm insulting their corpse god.
Not insulting, tonguing.
Oh.
Ah.
So,
It tastes like dust and
That
sadness
might be an insult still.
Oh my god.
and
behind the
regrets.
foot.
I have some carnage.
That's
Well,
just a heavy
really
tube
long
shot.
tongue.
Yeah, but I want to be
Well, that's what they're doing.
going for your cum blasters.
Kiss it.
Okay.
So it didn't move, so you're hitting on 4s this time.
Yeah. Actually, do I want to do dispersed?
Do you have range? What's the range on that?
Never
Like a
mind.
flame, yeah.
Never mind.
First is your anti-charge ability.
So 2 4-ups.
Yep.
Both hit.
Ooh, nice.
Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds.
Minus 4 AP.
Oh, 4 up in the bone.
Because Azrael says we're tanky.
And he dies. I know it's probably a d6.
Is
but-
he inspired?
Is he
question.
inspired by the erotic friend fiction?
No.
No!
Get that away from me. What?
No, the sadness.
Plasma pistol even have range?
It's not a pistol. It's a.
It's a rifle. It's got range 30 inches.
Oh, I couldn't see that. My bad.
Yeah, no.
One side was a pistol.
The sadness remains. The sadness and dust taste.
Sadness and dust taste.
All right, charges. I don't think you're in range to do any charges.
He might be. Measure it out.
Oh yeah, you can.
You could declare it.
That's an 11-inch charge, though.
You could do it. No balls. I mean, you're only taking Overwatch from 2 bolt guns.
Yeah, the chance of actually.
Yeah.
The payoff for that is better than the risk, I would think. Oh, we're not supposed to give advice. Shutting up.
We'll do a game
2.
breakdown afterwards.
No,
I'll do camera for that too.
and I Overwatch 6s. No. Okay,
Yeah, that was about what we knew was going to happen.
my turn.
No.
No. Yes.
Does Tom do morale checks?
Morale.
2 there, I can't fail.
Okay.
2 there, I can't fail.
Why can't they fail?
8.
Leadership 8.
So he's
On a 6, it's 8.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I know his Necrons can't fail.
Necrons fail leadership. What is this?
Well, Tom did try to scare them. I don't know if anything ever came of it, but he did try to scare them.
My turn.
Your mother's a toaster. Don't tell Aunt Beck. Don't
All
try to hump her. She's a whore, too.
I need the take my turn.
Yeah, too.
All right, movement.
Nothing. Wait. Oh, wait.
Right, so Tom's devious little maneuver here seems to have paid off. This is now Trevor's movement. Trevor had to make a painful decision between falling back from this fight and putting his carrier back into range of the snipers, or to stay in the fight and fight. Trevor opted to stay in the fight with the scythe. He figures his odds are better, fighting as opposed to getting shot at and ducking. At least that way he gets to fight. Other movements, there was some advancing that happened over here on the board. Trevor is setting up for a final charge, trying to once and for all clear Tom out of his bunker. Tom left a rear guard over here that Trevor's probably going to wipe out, but it was just hack squads. So that's where we're at. Let's go to Trevor's psyker phase. No psyching? Yes psyching? Going to shoot.
Shooting phase.
Actually, I had a sucker this whole game.
I just didn't use it for surprise.
I just had a psychic robot.
Beep boop.
Fall here the whole time.
Buy the Catan shard.
Oh no, I'm deep striking.
Alright, so 30 shots.
30 shots going into the tac squad because F tac squad.
So I want to do 3 groups of 10.
Cool.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah.
These are goodies outside of range of the dodge. For sure.
So 9 hits.
For the first 10.
Second 10. Yeah, I did move them, so 7 plus 9.
16. Last 10.
That's a lot of ones. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay, 20. Let's see if we can wound him now. 22 hits.
I don't think this is a stupid idea. Let's find out.
So 2 rolls of 11. 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. So 3 ups. Nope.
I thought there were 4 ups.
No, they're outside.
They're outside
Okay.
of the range of the dark shroud.
No, for wounds. Because toughness 4.
Oh yeah, they're 4 arms.
Yeah.
I love how when you hold the tripod
No,
like
they have
that,
5.
Connor, it just turns into a
Power
selfie
5.
stick.
So it's 3 ups.
I kind of use it as my leg to keep it still, though.
So the Goss is strength 5.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was strength 4, so 4 up.
And they've always been saying it's 4.
Yeah, that's. Checking the rules really fast. And the rules say. Toughness 4, so 4 up for wounds.
Yeah, I
Good thing
know
there was no
the,
3s in there. We're good.
Doom the
So we'll just roll for. Okay, you've already got so many saves. How many saves was that?
That's 3, 6. That's 8 saves.
Let's just do the 8 saves right now.
yeah, they're probably dead.
They're probably dead. You have 4 ups.
Oh yeah, they're dead.
They're dead.
Consolidate.
You're not in melee, good sir. Next.
Closer.
Next round of shooting.
Have this shoot at that.
Yeah, you can finally do that.
I know, right?
What are you shooting at?
The
Stock shot.
Huh?
thing that's pissing me off. 24 inches, that's 24 inches.
This is turn 3. Remember that?
Would it be,
4s.
Boxcars. 2 6s. What's the strength on that weapon?
hold on, it's not 5. 8. 8.
Oh yeah, that's within range.
Yeah, strength 8. So that's going to be 3s.
Wounding on 3s.
1 and minus 4.
Yep.
So no save.
How much damage?
1d6.
3.
Do you want to re-roll that?
Nope.
Well, statistically that could go either way.
Well,
Stay the same or
go up.
How many does it have left?
3.
does? Oh no, that's how many it's taken.
Okay, how many wounds in total does it have?
I believe it's nine. It's got 6 left.
That thing is a pain in the butt. How many points does that thing cost?
138.
What's the toughness on it?
I believe it's 6.
Okay. That
It's
makes...
not a
All right.
tank. It's
I'm just looking at that and I'm like, how many freaking fire team shots would I have to pour into that thing to kill it? Enough. Get a couple marker lights on it and laugh.
I can shoot these guys.
With how many?
no, not in the mine rapid fire range, but he's
All of
within all for the front attack.
Okay, so we have the warriors attacking this
So,
poor little tack squad.
2 groups of 8.
2 groups of 8.
Hitting on 4s.
They didn't move.
1. Oh. 2. From that one. And
There's a 1 under the speeder.
yeah.
Gets to re-roll that one.
Total of 3 hits.
Cool.
4 hits. and wounding on
4s. Because Space Marines.
Wow.
Nothing. 1s and 2s. That is it.
Alright. Charge phase?
I really want to. No.
You want to make sure I...
That your assassin dies. So 3 attacks, 3 ups.
Yep, 3s.
No, you got the -1.
Yeah, it's normally 2.
Oh, it's normally 2s. Okay, so 3 ups.
For 1!
Command reroll.
Okay.
Going down to 6.
No, you're going down to 4. You were at 5.
So army gives me a +5.
Yeah.
And you start out with 3 automatically.
Alright.
So this is the 3rd reroll.
That'll hit.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Then wounding on 2s. For 2. 2 4-up inroads. And they are 3 damage each.
Yeah.
Okay. Pass them both.
Oof.
My turn to attack.
Azrael does work.
No, that's the assassin.
Oh, the assassin. Oh, lightning reflexes.
I'm using the poison blade again. 6 attacks hitting on 2s.
That's
not
3,
great.
4 1s. 4 1s.
Any commands reroll?
No.
Okay.
Please. 2, okay. At
2
least
wounds.
2 4-ups.
2 4 up.
They only do 1 wound apiece.
So they aren't killing him.
Boxcars! Nothing!
And the game continues.
Trevor says nay.
Oh my goodness
Since they're
gracious!
skill-based combat, the
This
snipers can't take a
freaking
shot.
overlord
I think the assassin might have saved his life.
Yeah.
Alright, my turn.
Lucky right call on
Okay,
Trevor
so
saving
we're
that
gonna,
fight.
Trevor, yeah, we're gonna move to movement phase. Turn 3 for the Dark Angels.
All right, so now we have Tom's movement. Tom once again moved this squad in as a kind of a rear guard, trying to use these tack squads to fend off Trevor's impending sword and board slashiness. And the other interesting thing is there is now enough. Tom decided not to move his Vindicator Assassins because he did not want that -1 to hit, which means they are exposed. We'll see if that comes into play. Maybe, maybe not. This might be over this round, or it could go on because, as we've seen, assassins, they always seem to fumble. This squad is continuing its advance over here, and the bullcrap none of us expected. The Caladius Assassin has a hit and run ability. It can fall back, shoot, and charge all in the same turn, with no negative ill effects. So what we thought was a saving grace decision that Trevor made apparently is catching everyone by surprise. This might end it right here. But, once again, as we said, assassins, they're notorious for, I roll my 1 dice, I'm hitting on 2s but 1s, re-roll that with a command point into another 1. So, we'll see what happens. Go ahead, Tom, start your shooting.
Psychic.
Oh, psychic. Yes, do your psychic.
First off, smite from Ezekiel into that, because I'm pretty sure that's the closest.
Okay. Tom going for a smite, manifest on a 5, gets it with a 7.
D3. Who do you have with the deny ability?
The thing that's dead.
The thing that's dead. Okay.
So D3 more wounds. For 1!
1 wound.
So no quantum shielding.
Does quantum shielding stop mortal wounds?
Every wound.
Okay.
Whenever it will lose more than 1.
Okay, and then he's going to cast Aversion onto those guys.
Trying to make them scary. Spooky scary.
Now this is -1 to hit.
Ah.
Gets it with an 11.
Almost barrels. Close there.
Okay, that's all the psychic from him. Shooting phase. Let's do everything that matters. 2 Vindicator Assassins into guy.
Okay, you didn't move them, so you're hitting on 2s, right?
Yes, hitting on. Let's do this one at a time this time.
So 1 shot?
This guy hitting on 2s. 6 hits. Wounding on a 2. 2 wounds. No save. So D3 damage. For 2. So he's down to 1.
No, you rolled a 5? Did you roll 4 or 5 there?
4.
Okay, so 2, yeah. So, yeah, he's down to 1 more wound.
Other Vindicator Assassin, hitting on a 2.
Hitting on a
Wounds
2.
2. Glad I didn't move them. Wounds, D3, it's dead.
It's dead. The game is over. Congratulations. You won, Tom.
Okay.
Okay, so we will wrap that up and we will do end of the game breakdown provided by Kelran and Ben. Sorry, learning names here. Okay, see y'all later. Here we are with Kelran and Ben doing the after game breakdown of it was Necrons versus Dark Angels, and we're just doing the after action breakdown and thoughts. So let's hear it out.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say that we're not, making fun or judging Trevor or Tom for either of their decisions. This is just a tactical breakdown, and this was Trevor's first time running Necrons, and this was not Tom's first time playing Dark Angels or Assassins. I think that's pretty clear. Other than that, we're just judging their decisions, things they might have done better, things they might have done worse. So is there anything you'd like to open with, Ben? Any notes?
It's important to see the difference between an experienced player and a less experienced player, especially with an army they haven't run and they aren't used to running, because that can affect a lot of decisions. That's actually a lot of what we're probably about to talk about. We're probably going to tell you things that sound like this person would have won if they had done this, and
No, maybe not.
Maybe not.
This is a dice rolling game. Anything can happen. Games Workshop loves dice.
Like assassins
so.
can suck at their job.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I thought this was going to be over on turn 1 when I saw those snipers hit the board, especially when I saw the game type. Everybody knows Courier, and Tom brought a detachment of assassins. That's a pretty huge advantage. And I want to reconfirm, Tom came in here with that list. He did not plan for that. He just got lucky.
Speaking of which, this is one thing that really could have changed the game. Because Trevor did not know his army as well as some of you guys might know, because I'm sure some of you have already thought this out. He had an Overlord next to some Lich Guard. That could have been a hard counter to almost anything in a Courier game, especially Assassins.
Yeah.
So that's where this game probably would have taken a lot longer how they were playing had 2 experienced players probably gotten into it.
Then it would have came to blows army to army, and we all know Necrons, I mean, they stand back up. And so that is an advantage.
So the first thing I want to bring up, as far as I noticed tactically, was hunkering down. I don't think it was a bad decision since he was stuck in between 2 areas.
Yeah.
But I really think those Necrons should have gone up close and personal. I think, other than the choice of who his Courier was, just that could have really changed quite a bit. Because the Hellblasters,
they're
they
terrifying
do work.
at range.
I don't think they're an end-all be-all unit, but you have to plan for the fact that they're in an army. They do a lot of damage, they have 2 wounds apiece, they can overcharge, and when you have the right characters next to them, they reroll. So they get really dangerous really quickly, and as you saw, a lot of those units probably would have died without those rerolls, but that's the point. So I think if I was in Trevor's shoes, I would have moved up slowly while shooting and tried my best to just get into a slogging match with him. And that's the big kicker, because between Thy Will Be Done and the fact that his has the reanimation protocol, so his stuff stands back up, he just has a flat-out advantage, because they both will be doing relatively the same amount of attacks since they both have Space Marine stats. And they'll be doing about equal damage instead of the Hellblasters having a damage advantage. And they would have the same AP minuses. And then it really would come down to who was luckier.
Yep.
But the Thy Will Be Done suddenly takes you from having Necrons with a Space Marine stat to a Custodes stat, where they're hitting on 2s. And that changes the game dynamic. And that's where you kind of have to, as a player, I think it's important. We all think like, oh, my army does this. This is where I should stick to. And that's where you really need to make those on-the-fly decisions of, like, I know my army is a gun line. I know it's designed to shoot and rapid fire, but I am just outdone by my opponent's list. But he chose to be in the middle of this battlefield in one nice little package for me. So I'm going to make him get into a fist fight with me.
And but let's also talk about the things that I definitely saw Trevor identify here and almost exploited. when he deep striked in, Tom did make a placement mistake. I mean, before this, Tom talked about how I don't make mistakes. So but with his placement, his courier was slightly more exposed and had a more vulnerable flank. And Trevor did see that, recognize it, and try to deep strike. Now the aspect scam did go Tom's way, but there was potential there for a huge catastrophe, overcharging with a minus for all that plasma. But Tom's whispering at me off camera. We'll see if he can keep his cockiness up. But yeah, other things that I thought Trevor did really well was recognizing the threat and trying to adapt his strategy to it. This should have been over really fast with those assassins, and considering it was a courier type, and Trevor did manage to drag this game out for several turns. Trevor did a good job of adapting to the situation that he was in. The movement, the hiding, the trying to reposition his guys, and he was moving up his sword and board line, it just didn't get there in time. In which case, if they had gotten there, as Ben was talking about, melee range, this whole game could have gone the other way. I mean, who knows what would have happened. Speaking of, one of the things that Tom did do really well, he worked his rear guard. He left those tack squads in the way to slow down Trevor's advance. He made sure that he did everything he could to keep his flank while he went after the courier, which really turned this into Tom's advantage because Trevor's army was split in two, and because of that, Tom could commit all of his damaging units to one side and just ignore half of Trevor's army, which, negated half the points, which, was very substantial.
Yes, that was, in my opinion, a very good decision. There's nothing wrong with that. He realized where his target was, and that's where you play to the mission. You can't see it as, well, I'm better at killing fubs than you, or I can take out a tank better than you. It's all irrelevant if you complete the game type and complete the mission and win. It's like if you lose almost all your army, but you win in a command control game. Yeah, my army might have been almost wiped out, but I got 3 more points than you, so screw you, I win. So that is important. I agree, he should have gone in at that point like a sledgehammer. In fact, I think he should have gone in sooner. Don't rely, and that's an important thing too, don't rely on assassins. Don't rely on a single unit. I shouldn't say don't rely on assassins, but I kind of stand by that in that you should never rely on a few things to do their job really well and succeed, because it is, like he said, there's a random chance.
Yeah.
And if you commit to something and really go in there, I mean, volume of dice matter.
Yeah.
And when you're rolling 4 dice per assassin, 4 dice between both your assassins, you're statistically less likely to get the result you want. But if you send your entire army after one guy, you're a heck of a lot more likely to get that.
Can I just say real quick, since we're talking about how the assassins, turn 1 of that game, those assassins, they've never worked that good for me. Tom got super lucky getting those off. Like turn 2 with Tom's assassins in his second round of shooting, that's what always happens to me, where he got 2 1s, re-rolled one of them into another one. That's always me right there. It's just that high chance of I'm only rolling a few dice, so if I mess up, it's done. Just what Ben was saying. I mean, I totally agree. Less dice, you're more likely to trip and fall on your face. You're vulnerable to the math hammer.
Yep. You need to accept that you might not get a result you want, and it's not really an excuse to be like, well, technically I could have got a good result. Well, technically you didn't. So,
yeah.
Bank it in your favor. Mm-hmm. Do that. Another thing with the assassins too that I noticed, and this is again, I think it depends on the situation where this might be okay, but in the majority of situations, you have units in deep strike, or you have the ability to deep strike near your opponent. Do it at once. Alpha strike lists, the rules changed for a reason to nerf alpha strike lists. Because if you can come in out of nowhere and just dive in on your opponent from a close distance, you can change a lot. And I think that veil of the veil of shadows that the Necron Overlord had that lets them teleport a unit across the map, if he had done that and the Sentinel at the same time, Tom would have had to pick one or the other. I don't think he could have finished off the Lich Guard because of their good invulns and their animations. I do think he would have made the right decision by going after the Sentinel, but that still means they would have been there. And as he said before, he left a vulnerable flank open. And the Assassins were in the way of getting to that guy, but the Assassins are also the reason he won the game.
Yeah.
So if his Lich Guard just ran right into those Assassins, I mean, they do a lot of damage, they get a decent amount of hits, and they have invuln saves. Those guys would have won in a one-on-one fight with those guys. I understand I'm saying would have in a random game, but
Tom's
statistically
over
he's
here
going
raising a
to
finger
win.
again, so. So that's the basic tactical breakdown of what happened in that. Now let's just have a few closing remarks here. I would like to, Connor, do you have any comments? Connor's the cameraman, by the way.
So biggest thing that I saw is the buff stacking that the Dark Angels was doing, and just maybe tell how the heck do you get around that? Do you priority target your courier? Do you priority target the shadow land speeder thingy?
The Dark Shroud.
Or do you?
We did talk about.
Or do
that,
you
yeah.
target? Or do you target the re-rolling chapter master? And what are you trying to get those priorities down fast enough that you have to worry about infantry?
See, well, that's where things get tricky, because if you kill the courier, game's over. But it's really hard to kill the courier if you have to shoot through a 4-up invote and a -1 to hit, and throw in Ezekiel that Tom could have been throwing aversions to add more -1s. Like, Tom had he layered walls of defense just with his auras and his buffs. And that's something Tom did really well. And Ben and I talked about this during the game. We pulled aside and we whispered to each other of, if Trevor was able to take out that Dark Shroud, it would mean something. But then again, Necrons, they do have some abilities that might render that. What were you telling me that they could do? You're the Necron, I
yeah.
here.
So here's what I think should have happened, and this would have negated the Shroud. The Triarch should always shoot first at your priority target, and the reason is it gives you that +1 after the fact that everything else that shoots at that unit. Then Trevor was kept forgetting to do his "I will be done." Again, new player, I'm not going to be mad at him. Or fault
First
him.
time piloting
Like,
the army.
He just didn't activate the abilities once during that game, and just that alone goes from Space Marine stats to better than Space Marine stats. So the Dark Shroud's giving a -1, big whoop. The Triarch now gives him the +1. So now it's back to normal, and then the "Thy Will Be Done" brings it back to a 2-up. So Trevor, even if he had another ability to give another -1, again, would have been at a space stat line. So that again could have changed the whole game dynamic. I mean, you could always go back and watch, but I'm fairly sure I saw a lot of 3s or 2s even that would have definitely hurt more. And it would have lessened the firepower. And if I understand that, he still technically went for what he was going for, but he might have made different decisions if he saw his back line suddenly disappear.
So, I'll ask again. Would you go for the chapter
asking about
master?
target
Oh, sorry.
Target priority for
I
that.
think the courier is the ultimate target.
Yes.
So you need to do whatever it is to get to that. And the great thing that Space Marine chapters do really well, and I personally have seen this because I don't play Space Marines, I always play a Xenos race, or Chaos. But I have to admit, one thing they do really well is just bubble wrap their character and not let you get to them because they just have fubs and fubs. So you need to be efficient and understand that you need to just eat through the fubs. And it's not impossible, you just need to have that dedicated firepower.
A good list will usually have a roughly 60-40% split in anti-infantry and anti-vehicular weapons. So you need to recognize that certain anti-infantry weapons are necessary in your list, and this goes back to list building, because you should be able to dig through that. Have some weapons in your list that will let you get through to target those high-priority targets.
Heavy bolters, autocannons,
heavy bolters, yeah.
There's a bunch of Xenos weapons that are the equivalent. Use a equivalent of an autocannon or a heavy bolter.
I mean, or if you're really, really not sure, I mean, I hate to suggest this, but missile launchers. They're cheap, they're good. I think they're about as much as a las cannon. They can also do D6 to a vehicle. They can also do, they do strength 4, so it's not as good as bolter shots, but they do D6 bolter shots per rocket launcher. They're your ones if you're not sure. That way you can get your 50-50 split. Do I need to clear it or do I need to kill? It's very important to make that distinction in your list. I mean, you can specialize more once you're more sure, but for new players, I heavily recommend missile launchers. That way, when you're building your list, you can just what you need to be. You can be adaptable.
And speaking of which, yes, there was something buffing them, but one of the things giving them some of their best buffs was the thing he needed to kill.
Yeah.
Which obviously he protected. So that's when, again, you just, like he said, you need to have board clearing stuff. Or you need to get in there making a slogging match. You just need to do as much damage to their front line as quickly as possible. And just clear that out. I'm not saying that will win you the game, but it's the same reason, any experienced player knows, the way you fight a Gilliman list is you don't fight Gilliman. You fight everything around him because he relies on helping his buddies to be worth his points. I'm not saying he sucks in melee, I'm just saying telling all my units that they're double as good is much better than one guy being really good.
Yep. All right, so I think that's all the time we have today. So thank you for watching this battle report, and once again, thank you, Trevor, for staying awake for this whole thing. We understand, he didn't have a lot of sleep for this too. And thank you, Tom, for participating as well. And we will see you again next week. I've been Kel Rand, signing out.